Hey, I'm back again, and this time I've added a little bit of video into my background for some dynamic sort of interaction going on, and just to make it look a little bit different. And you can get this horribly wrong, but if you do it subtly, I think it can add an extra dimension to your presentation. So if I'm bringing in my bullets, something like this, then I think that looks quite neat and tidy on the screen. So a couple of variations on this, a subtle one. So at the moment you'll see that the animated background is just behind me and not over the title. And on this one, the animated background is actually rolling over everything, but exactly the same builds, just a different look and feel. And on the third one, I've just changed it round a little bit. So on this one, oops, pressed the wrong key, Martin. Get rid of that camera and just bring in the builds instead. So on this one, I've just got the animation going over the top of the slide instead. So how have I done all of that? So I've just brought in an animated overlay. So I'm not going to show you how to bring in an animated overlay. I'm going to assume that you know how to bring an animated overlay into a scene. So that's all I've done, and put that on a loop. But what I have done with the slide deck itself is I have put in an overlay background here, but the background I've just moved around to the right height to where I want it to. So because we've got this sort of wireframe concept, you know, I can move that up and down and change that around to where I want it to be. And therefore in any of the other ones, if I go back to the top one, very similar sort of thing, but this time I've actually moved the video in and out. So let's grab the video. So I've just slid the video and then sized that to sort of fit in with my slide deck. So that's all I'm really doing with the video element, is just shoving it around to different locations. But also what you can do is the trick that I showed you in the last video, which is holding down the shift key and rotating the center wheel on your mouse to change the opacity of the video, because to me, when this video originally came in, it was really bright. So let me show you that. So that's what it looked like when it came in, super bright and way too busy for a presentation really. So all I did, center wheel, shift key, center wheel of your mouse, or whatever your particular scroll feature is for your device, and I moved that right down to get a very light, subtle look and feel going on in the background. So it's almost not noticeable, but you've just got a little bit of extra going on in your slide deck, and I think it looks quite good. So if I jump back to this one here, so this is the one where the video is over the whole screen. So again, I could change the opacity on it, but what I could also do is, if this was an intro, and I did mention this before, I could go grab my video and put it over the top of my camera, and then this would be me sort of doing an intro type of thing. So let me bring that a bit brighter. So I might be hiding in the background somewhere, and that is my video playing over the top of me whilst I came into my scene. And then when I moved into the scene where it's actually playing behind me, it will go something like this. So you could, if you want, put video in front of you for your intro and have you hiding behind it, and you can just change the opacity on that video. So that's a very simple way to just add in bits of video. If you're clever, you can sort of move stuff around in terms of moving the video around the screen and having it just covering a little bit of the screen. So I could move it, I guess, to one side as well. So if I didn't want it over me, I guess I could grab the video and shove it over here somewhere, like that, and just have it behind my slides. and a subtle line like that, or I could even add in an extra line as well, couldn't I? So why don't I add in an extra line while I think about it? So I'm just going to go into the library and grab a line, because I know that I've got a vertical yellow line. I'm going to grab that and drop it onto my scene and come back. And here's my yellow line, and I might want to put that somewhere along the lines of, a bit there or thereabouts. That one's too long. I'm going to have to get a shorter line. So let me go get the shorter line rather than the long line. So I'll take that one and put it in the bin. At least that's the idea. I managed to select everything just then. That could have been a disaster. Drop that in the bin. Let's go find the shorter line. There's the shorter line. Take that back up to my presentation. Here's my shorter line, which looks way more sensible. And I could drop that in like that. So the video doesn't have to cover the whole of the screen, because we're doing the wireframe type of gig. It can cover just part of the screen, and that way it doesn't look too over the top. So in this one I could probably change the opacity of that background actually, because I think that can probably be a bit brighter while I'm in just this blue square. So that's opacity and videos and how you can play about with those. That's a nice easy one, and that's all you're going to get from me today. I might pop on a live just to let people know that this is up there. So anyway, cheerio, see you later, bye for now.